Oh, why do you have that,
See
Tony?
anything. You guys,
Because I have taste.
somehow, despite many obstacles, coming over great difficulties, it's time for window shopping once again. Here's your host, some guy named Tony.
Welcome to Window Shop with Car and Driver. This is the weekly show where Car and Driver editors, staffers, friends, contributors, and a lone road and track editor gather to shop for cars for sale online based on a challenge. This week's challenge comes from one of our viewers who wants to learn how to drive a stick and wanted to see what suggestions we had. I set a budget of $40,000 and we'll see what sort of cases we make for the cars that we want to teach people to drive stick on. We're joined this week by our favorite contributor, Mr. Jonathon Ramsey, senior editor, Joey Capparella, executive editor, Mr. Casey Colwell, and
Nancy,
senior editor at Road and Track, Mr. John Pearley Huffman, who joins us from an F-150 Lightning. Pearley, you want to kick it off?
I do. This is I'm talking to I'd like to thank Starbucks for providing today's internet connection.
No free plugs.
So,
Unless you're selling something.
Yeah. Do you have a T-shirt? Do you have a Starbucks T-shirt?
you don't have a Starbucks. Starbucks is not necessarily my favorite coffee.
Nicely put. Very kind.
But it is my dog's favorite place to go.
Are you going to share screen?
I'm looking for it. Okay, I know it's here someplace.
Why does your dog love Starbucks? That's for another episode, but
Does he got cappuccinos?
Cappuccinos.
Oh my God.
Pearly, did you see my dog painting?
Oh my God. Don't. It's not a dog.
Just share.
It's not a dog. It's a
You can see your
chupacabra.
whole screen right now.
Desktop one. No, I want.
Yeah,
Pearly,
the
look at
other
this
screen.
painting.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
The creepiest.
Guys, come back to me. I'll figure this out. Oh my
All right,
God.
back
Okay,
to me.
I'll lead off.
All right. Anything to get that animal, that creature away.
Get it off the screen.
So I, since somebody is wanting to learn how to drive a stick, I can tell you that
What?
this is not what I'm. This is not.
Okay.
That was out of left field.
But I have a shirt. But this is.
That's
Oh, wow.
too easy.
Why is that too easy?
It's too. I early on in my time driving a stick, I was driving a truck, and I thought it was so. I didn't learn anything because it was so easy. There was so much
What?
torque.
What do you mean you didn't learn
Wait,
anything?
Like you
Wait,
could
wait,
install
wait.
it, Joey? You could install it?
Exactly.
Oh,
I guarantee you somebody can stall this one because this is
Somebody.
Were you driving was it a Cummins that you were driving?
No, it was a Ford Explorer Sport Track.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's barely a pickup truck, first of all. But these are like the last of the Cummins that you can get with a manual. I have another Cummins. The clutch is super heavy, which can I think be a good thing if you're learning how to drive stick, but also you're probably gonna run into stuff. Maybe, I don't know. It depends
you
on.
mean,
It depends on.
hold on.
what
So you mean you're
level
going
of
to
driver you
clobber
are.
things?
Yeah,
You're going to
with this, you're gonna
clobber
run
things
over
and run them
stuff.
With
over.
this, you're gonna clobber things. But if you want to learn how to drive stick, go to an empty parking lot and just go in there and just one foot, just your left foot, just get it in first gear, work the clutch, and that's all you got to do. And you will learn how
Now,
to drive stick in a
these
day.
were 6 speeds, right? But first gear is like a creeper gear, right?
Yep.
Ooh, look at that! Look at that shifter. Go back.
Yeah. Somebody installed. So this is a 6-speed. It's not indicated that first is a creeper here, but I'm pretty sure this is a start and second
goodness.
car. But yeah, somebody has got a good sense of humor and put a little extension on that shifter.
A little extension.
So I mean, so it's like it's like you're
Oh, my
in the big
goodness.
rig.
It's the rat
It's
fin
like
shifter.
Up by your shoulder.
Yeah.
Exactly. Somebody's compensating.
Yeah, what's the first gear in that is like the Galanda gear in 959s. It's super short.
No, that Galanda gear in 959s is not that short, Tony.
Are we talking about the Porsche 959?
Yes. Oh, exactly.
Yeah, that's a reference. That's a reference everybody gets because everybody knows where they have a 959 at home.
Yeah, everybody's got two of those, right? But no, that was but to sidebar it onto why that was why they did that is because at the time there was a Swiss pass-by regulation that had to be done in second gear, and the car could not pass it in second gear. So they said, all right, we're just going to call first gear a creeper, And
No, they
so
called it G, yeah, and then first became second.
first became effectively
right?
second.
You're
Yeah.
still
If you
talking
look at
about the nine.
if you look at the actual
959.
gearing, especially compared to cars of that era, it was not
It was not out of
particularly-
whack.
No,
Let's
it's not
hold on.
particularly short.
Ooh, brake fluid looks okay.
It looks a little dark.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a little
come on.
dark. But
Is
it's
that
a truck- but I mean-
aftermarket? Is that aftermarket stuff on the
Yeah, it looks like something.
intake?
Yeah, they usually got these cars
Probably a
usually have a
delete.
little something on them. Yeah, it might be a delete, but
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 I
yeah,
mean,
I just thought I learned how to drive a stick on you said it was a sport track. I learned how to drive on I learned how to ride a dirt bike first. So that's really where you should learn how to drive a stick, but
No, that's not.
Tony
what you
hates
learn how to drive a
motorcycles.
stick.
I don't hate motorcycles, but this is a show about shopping about cars.
And
Oh,
also,
okay.
but that's also the worst place to learn to drive a stick.
why?
You're
Well,
using your foot.
and your hands. Like
You don't use your hands when you drive a car?
not for the throttle.
What have I
not
been
to,
doing
not to
wrong?
match. I would rather learn with my feet than with my
But-
hands.
Anyway, yeah, I think I think if you can get really smooth with a really heavy clutch, then you can kind of get in anything. Because there are cars. Tony and I were talking about this. I had a friend in high school had like it was like a early '90s or late '80s Chevy Corsica that you literally
stuff.
could not stall. That had no torque, and you couldn't stall it.
Yeah.
I bet it'd be
guess it
hard to
depends
stall.
on
But that's
the
also
clutch.
because the clutch bite took up so much of the clutch travel
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it was hard to stall.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like a car with like a really touchy clutch that would, because I think a car that was harder to drive would actually be a better thing to learn on.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was
No,
thinking.
no.
Yeah, no, I think an
Yes.
I
easier,
agree,
an
I agree.
easier car.
Well,
You-
that's what we'll see that in our choices.
You just want to get the
Yes,
mechanics down first, but you're gonna kill things in this one.
Oh,
like
you're
the
gonna be
truck,
fine.
but-
You're not even gonna be going that fast.
Well, when you leave the parking lot, you're gonna have to go.
But you'll also never stop. I mean, it'll just keep going in a direction.
Good thing about
No matter what's in the way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
the good thing about that truck is that everything that you do wrong is going to result in maximum damage. There's-
Exactly.
So
There's gonna be like
No.
12 bent light poles in that
Consequences-
parking lot.
No way. That engine and transmission are absolutely bulletproof.
right, but it's a 6,000-pound truck. You're going to end up killing
You're
goats
saying
and
damage to the
sheep and
outside
sheep.
world.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna kill the earth.
I'm way
Casey.
too narcissistic. I'm way too narcissistic.
Casey, how many miles are on your truck?
My personal one, 220.
No, that
this
one.
This is 115.
Oh, okay. And it was 38,000.
Yeah, rough. Yeah, it was like right around 38.
Man, oh,
Okay.
goodness.
I know.
Pearly, you ready to go next?
I am ready to go. Okay,
Okay,
now
let's
He's
see
like,
it.
just
Let's see
one
if this
second.
works.
One
I'll pull out that
second.
dog painting again.
No, please,
Please no.
please,
There he goes.
Pearly, please. Of
I'm
course.
I'm starting with the nicest shifting car there is you can buy right now, which is
Okay.
the
Well, that's not true. You mean the nice shifter under 40 grand?
under 40 grand, which is the Honda Civic
Okay.
TSI, which has a price for 27,700. Except that if you go to Auto Tempest, you find out that they are $40,000 cars now.
That's
Okay.
terrible.
What
So
about
you
that
don't-
one that's 34,000 there?
Right here. Well, this is the one. This is the cheapest one. This is the most expensive ones are 42.
Really, there's one right next to it. This is
Well,
34,800.
I'm doing this here. Here's the cheapest one on the cheapest one on on Auto Tempest is $34,860.
Well, there you go.
7,000
That's
over.
not even new.
Do you know what's going to happen when you run into
That's used-
a
that's-
Ram 2500 or something?
done. You're just gonna die
So, Pearly, tell us about why this is a great choice.
because it's a car that's really fun to shift. It's very easy to shift. It's very easy to modulate. It's very precise. The clutch has very little take up. It's not intimidating. It's going to make you enjoy shifting. It's not just going to be one of those things where you learn to shift. It's also going to be one of those things where you learn to like shifting.
Yes.
It's a
That's
lot of
important.
fun.
But is it you
And-
don't think the clutch is too touchy in this one?
No, I think the clutch is great in these things.
Did you only look for used ones? Because I'm seeing a bunch of new ones listed for MSRP, which is 28.
Well, I'm shocked.
Fact
Well,
checking.
it may be. I looked at new ones. What they say is what they're going to do. What you're going to do when you get there, I don't know. But on the used ones, on
Well,
auto,
Well, that's not what the show is about. What
Pearly,
happens
can you
when get
scroll
to
through the
lot?
photo?
yeah. Well, this is
Singular.
Scroll through the photo.
there's this one. This one had more photos. This is the most expensive one. 40.
But why'd you
Chapeau.
only look at used ones?
The singular, when you change something from that should be plural to singular as an insult, it's one of the best burns out there.
This looks really nice, Pearly. These are great cars. They're super
They
fun to
are.
drive.
Super fun to drive. They're new.
They are.
Look, if you, I suggest to anybody, if you can find one at sticker price, actually in inventory.
Joey's found a bunch of them, though, apparently.
Yeah, it's not that
In
high.
inventory, they're not in inventory. If you are not going to find one of these in inventory.
There's only based on my search, there's only like 70 in the whole country, which is kind of crazy.
Are they actually in inventory? Or are they just ads?
It seems like some of them are, some of them aren't. So yeah, I think they're scarce.
Yeah, just call first.
Yeah. So I don't think if you could get one at sticker, I'd buy it. In fact, I'd buy this car today if I sold my truck. I'd go buy it. And this is a great car. It's a lot of fun to drive. It will make you enjoy. It's the only Civic that's available only as a manual.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great. I don't. You can't if you're gonna want to learn to learn how to drive a manual. Start with a Honda.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you want this car though after you learn? Because it's not actually a great car. It's a fun car, but it's not.
It's a great car.
It's a great car. It's a great. It's fun.
It's pretty good.
All right,
It's
great's a
pretty
big
good car.
word.
And Pearly, I think an important consideration
Maybe
in this,
Kentucky.
if you're trying to convince somebody to buy a manual car, it's interesting to offer a car that only comes in a manual. So the only way to enjoy this car is knowing how to drive a stick, which is kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool.
Well, but I think it's the only way to enjoy this body style because all the other
You could
Civics
get
are
like
automatic.
the hatchback or the Integra or the whatever.
But
else.
this is the one with the SI, which is the best of the Civics, if you ask me. Is the one that you want, and it's available only as a manual. Drives great, easy to learn on, a lot of fun to own. I can't think of a better car. Now it's the most conventional answer possible. I can't say anything amusing. I can't be funny about it. I can't show something that's going to go burst through walls and kill livestock like Casey's thing does.
Don't worry. You're never funny.
I want that
Mr. Capparella.
Give him an exalted title, and he just starts bad mouthing you.
All right, Pearly.
Oh,
All right,
come
Pearly.
on.
Oh, awesome.
I have always learned and taught in Hondas, other than that Explorer Sport Track, which was like I had started learning by that point. I was just practicing, and then a Jetta, which was the first time I ever tried, and that was terrible because the clutch travel was so long, and I just couldn't get used to it. Hondas, I think, are particularly good because you can just feel the engagement point so well. Like I wouldn't say a Honda clutch is the easiest clutch, but it's the most communicative clutch, which I think is what's important when you're learning. Because you need to be able to feel exactly where that engagement point is.
And so much of manual driving is muscle memory too.
Exactly. So I think
I literally thought about the same car.
I think this is a great place to start. I also wanted something not too nice. So, if you're teaching someone to drive stick on your car, or if you're learning to drive stick on a car, you don't want to ruin some like.
This seems like a good value too.
Unless you're Casey.
I was really surprised by how low the price is on this because like these are pretty coveted with the stick shift.
So we were talking about that a little bit before the show. Prices seem to have fallen.
Yeah, maybe
slightly
the bubble
in
is
the used
bursting
car
a
world.
little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to be Casey for a minute. Do you think this is real?
It seems pretty real. I mean, it's
just
not
by appointment only. And seven. Go back.
It's not the most perfect Carfax, but it's just there's a minor damage incident in the rear, which whatever.
The bumper is probably,
and it's got plenty of service records, 3 owners. But again, I was not looking for something pristine. I want something that's kind of.
Casey, do you think a Ram ran?
Yeah, I think a Ram. Somebody dumped the clutch at the stoplight. Didn't realize they were in first gear. And it just bumped into them.
Here's the shifter.
These are great shifters too. It's one of the best front wheel drive shifters.
Yeah.
It's
like the
really
same
nice
as
car.
the Civic SIs of that era had.
Yeah, totally, Casey.
Like
it's very similar. It's a very similar experience to the Civic Si I chose.
Now, once you master driving, I would say then you get an S2000 and you
that'd be a nice upgrade.
Master heel towing, and then you really enjoy it.
I think Acura styling from this era was really terrific too.
Yeah, so this was basically the Euro Accord that they brought over, and I think it looks so good.
But this is a car we've chosen before on here. A car
we
that
have, yeah.
I mean,
I think you
TSX
just can't go wrong with this TSX. I mean, it's my favorite generation. Although I did like the wagon. The wagon was the generation after this. But yeah, you could get a stick. It was a K series engine. It looks
very tight.
good.
such a tidy car. It's just doesn't
10
make-
best winner 3 years in a row.
Yeah, these are
2004,
great.
2005, and 2006.
Yeah, they're just wonderful little cars.
Also, I was just looking back at these old 10 best lists, and like almost all of these cars had a manual, which is cool to see.
Yeah, the Prius.
Not true today. The Prius is the exception here. But then this year, I guess it's just there's like three out of 7 that don't have a manual. but
Right, the LXs.
It's still a very high proportion. This year too was a very high proportion of manuals.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was getting nostalgic for the olden days.
Ooh, an A3. That would have been a good one too.
Yeah, that's a nice car. That hatchback
Shifter-
A3.
shifter-
It was big, yeah, it was the only reason that was on there and not a GTI is because we like basically didn't have a GTI in time.
And this has the 2.4 liter K series, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's
It's a great
205
engine.
horsepower.
Yeah.
Very
Great
easy
engine.
going engine. Very
Mhm.
easy.
And it matches the car really well, I think.
Yep. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is a
it's
really
just-
nice car.
I think
And
it's just a great choice, and the price is very attractive.
And the plate dates to 2004 in California. 5C.
Yeah, that's what. So on here it says it's been in California the whole time.
Yeah, or 03, I
It's
guess.
a
it
good
was.
sign.
With your,
But
with the
again,
budget
it's
you
like
had
it's not
left over-
perfect, but it's a good deal.
With the budget you had left over, did you buy new tires?
No, I didn't get that far.
Maybe,
Either-
how's,
okay.
how's
you
the brake
could.
fluid? Do we have a brake fluid check here on this one?
Yeah, can we look at the
Yeah,
engine
let's
compartment?
see. Is there an
Uh,
engine photo?
No.
I don't know if there is.
Suspect. It's not a
Yeah,
case.
that is a little
small
suspect.
block swap.
Got an LS in it.
That explains
The
the
old
price.
transverse small block swap.
The seats look a little rough too.
Yeah, it's not the best. But again, it's $9,000. You have tons of money left over to improve it in whatever ways you like.
You could wreck 2 of them before you have to use all the money for. We could wreck 3 of them.
I like the color too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just think this is a very.
Is that resprayed?
very
Because
nice.
that color looks great for a 20-year-old car.
This is California. It might have been garaged.
Hmm.
All right.
Anyway,
Thanks, Joey. That's a good choice. I'm getting a little worried about my choice now. Jonathan. You want to kick it off?
So
That pickup truck scaring you?
No.
I know.
I wanted if we had done this like 3 years ago, I could have had the car I really wanted, which was an Acura NSX. But they are
those are not $40,000 anymore.
no. So then I thought, like, if you're going to learn to buy a stick, like, why not learn to drive a stick? Like, why not learn
Yeah. Oh, I'm on
drive a
board with
stick.
this. I'm on board
you
with
know,
this.
18? But I was like, all right, say you don't want to get your CDL as well, then
Oh, I was excited for you to present that.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
at the
yeah,
price
look at this.
though.
18
yeah, exciting. But I would have gotten 0 votes. So
Oh, I
thought at least-
disagree.
You would have gotten a vote for me.
I would have voted for you.
Me.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
So-
nice.
I thought, why not learn to drive a stick on the road and off road, where driving a stick is so much nicer, and it's so much. I prefer a stick off road. I also really dig these 4Runners.
second
This
gen,
one,
second generation.
Mhm.
yeah.
You know,
second gen.
usually I wouldn't like those wheels, but it kind of looks cool on there.
Yeah, I think this one. I agree with you, Joey. I'm not a fan of these wheels.
How much does this car cost?
This is
It's gonna be like
13
$22,000.
grand.
Oh, that's a lot of miles. Although not really for a 4Runner, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean
That's
it's
just-
Is it 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive?
4-wheel drive.
You sure?
4-wheel drive.
You sure?
Hold
So
on.
skeptical.
Burley,
I'll
Burley,
get to
what makes
that.
you think it's not?
I think it would be more expensive to have 4-wheel drive.
Let me
Oh.
get here. Hold on. Let me show you then
What's the
Uh,
website?
yeah,
Wait,
it's
must be a
four-wheel
Jonathan thing.
transfer case. There you
Okay,
go.
That proves it.
It's just L2 and H2.
That's anyone else want to want
Any other questions? Jonathan, did you source a shift knob?
Yeah, it's a little
I
worn.
did. Well, no, I did the Capparella school. There's plenty of money left over for any shift knob you like. But again, you're just learning to drive on this, and we're going to be taking off road and getting it filthy. So you don't need to make it too nice. But it's also, I like that this being a California car, the undercarriage
Oh
It
wow.
looks, ooh.
Wow. Wow.
is, yeah,
This is a
pristine.
You just opened up Pearlie's choke. It's like,
Wow.
here's this. I'm into this.
That's a good deal. Wow, how is that so
Yeah.
cheap?
Because that's what I do, Joey. I
You
find.
found a
Look how
hidden
easy
gem.
it is. These are
Don't say anything,
notorious.
Casey.
all you have to do is be really familiar with the dark web, and it could be yours.
These are
Is cars.com the dark web now?
That's, well, there's a private room
Jonathan.
of cars.com.
Jonathan. Go back to the
Members only.
undercarriage shot. These are really easy to steal the cats off of, and they're often targets for catalytic converter thieves. Because look at how
Certainly.
easy it's just. It's like a 30-second job if you've got the saw.
Yeah. I mean, I think this has probably been garaged as well, and you'd want to garage it. But I mean, it's a California car the entire time, still in Southern California. And, there's a little thing there. Like,
What year is it? What year is it?
95.
Yeah, so it's OBD1. It's not even
These look
OBD2.
good.
That's
Kripke's
great.
my friend Adam Kripke's older sister had one of these.
Oh, Adam had one?
and it was
Oh,
awesome.
was it Adam or Adam's older sister?
Adam's older sister.
Oh,
I mean, look at that
okay.
parking
Just wanna
brake.
make sure.
It's weird. The
I know
passenger
you care
seat
about
looks
it,
more
too. I
worn
know
than
you
the
do.
driver's
Really?
seat.
It
They
is.
replaced-
I just like you getting zinged by Pearley. That's all.
Yeah.
that
I wonder if
is
they-
kind
do
of
you think they
strange, Joey.
replaced- Why? Like,
Hey.
why would that be? Maybe they switched them, or no? You
I bet this one's been
Replace it.
reupholstered and this one's original. The right one's
Yeah.
original.
But I mean, also like the passenger seat is all the way back, so maybe it's the person who sat in the passenger seat because.
I think the trick is that when you get these cars, what you do is you take the passenger seats out of a wrecked one that don't have a lot of wear, and you make that the driver's seat. You take the cushions and the pads and just move them over.
Oh,
the
just
driver's
Should I
bottom
zing him
cushion?
now for the controls?
Oh, that brake fluid looks pretty dirty.
Oh, jeez. I was loading this truck right up to the moment we saw the brake fluid.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you can't win them all for 13 grand, but everything else is solid. And like I said, you can keep this. You're never going to lose your money on this. You can learn everything on the road, and then if you want to sell this and get your S2000 or sports car or whatever else, you'll have plenty of money to do that. And I just think these are really cool cars.
Yeah, it's
They're
I would
great.
have one.
They're very good.
That's
would have one today.
that's a great looking Forerunner,
Yeah, clean, nice,
except for the brake fluid.
Except for the brake fluid. Yeah,
that can be
So,
fixed.
Thank you, Joey.
Did you source some Pilot Sports for it?
I thought I was
All
going to
right.
source some Muratas that I got off my GNX from last week.
So I made a last minute decision I was going to present, not this Lotus. Hang
Oh
on.
God.
I was going to present this Aston because the budget, it's right under budget, $20 under budget. And I thought a manual Aston would be so much fun.
Yeah, that won't run off the lot.
It wasn't really a
Right.
manual. Was it not listed as a manual?
No, it's really manual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And one of my coworkers, Dave Vanderwerp, has one of these. And I saw it the other night and it's absolutely gorgeous car. But, it's probably not the best decision to put somebody driving a manual for the first time into
I
one of
knew
Here's your
I
Aston.
knew you were going to do this.
Yeah. All right.
these. Knew I was going to do what?
I don't know. I
This.
see a couple of chuggy caddies up there. That I was
Oh, yeah,
thinking
there
about,
are.
too.
They're only chuggy if
Well
you use them as
used.
a wedding car.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not true.
But
I went to the Dollar General down the street from me, had a bag that said Chugi on it, a
Oh,
transparent
no.
plastic bag that said
It's
Chugi
come
on
back
it.
around.
Did you buy it?
No,
Yeah.
I
How did you
didn't.
not buy that for me?
Oh, this thing's
It's
only
fine.
got 28,000 miles on it.
So here's a Mazda Miata with 28,764 miles on it for 14.8. They'll probably knock it down to 14, hopefully. These are great cars to learn how to drive a stick on. They're
But not for
robust.
anything else.
What's that?
But not for anything else.
No, these are really fun cars.
Ugh.
And the drivetrain is very robust, so it can take all the abuse. The shifter is fantastic. The clutch is a really easy take up. I've taught multiple people on my Miata, and you can't
Oh my
damage
I don't
goodness.
know about that shift now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll replace
what's-
the shift knob. That's a minor point.
Wait,
But,
are there engine
Whatever
shots?
you do, if you're teaching somebody, make sure it's not an interference engine.
And these aren't interference engines.
I know. I was because as soon as you said that, I thought about the Celicas.
Looking
What's
in the
that,
background
Pearly?
here, this car does not fit into that garage.
Sure, it does. This is like a perfect condition cream puff Miata for a good a deal. I mean, it's like
Ugh.
14.8.
Yeah,
This
these
is a good
prices
price.
are pretty enticing. A lot
Yeah,
of
Yeah,
these cars. I think
what
are priced pretty
what's
well.
the engine? Give us an engine shot.
This is the 1.6. Let me get to the engine.
Chrome
Oh,
wheels. Ooh, well, what
Oh,
happened there?
it's where is this car? Oh, it's in
Illinois.
Illinois. That's
Illinois.
fine. I mean, it's low miles. It just got wet.
Tony's always like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's
Nobody,
fine."
I mean, nobody drives these in the winter in the Midwest. So they're
No, they can't.
garaged.
You can't drive it in the winter because it's iced over in the lake and you can't get it out. And then when you pull the car out, that's when you're able to sell it for this cheap price.
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
do.
You're saying
Yeah.
it's frozen in the lake and they thawed it out?
No,
Oh,
I
you're
think,
back to that?
yeah. I think they pulled this thing out of a lake.
We need a flow chart for how Pearley's mind works.
No, we don't. It's super clean. I don't mind the fabric seats, just because they're easier. They're easier on you when the top's down and they get hot. Yeah,
Oh.
leather
Didn't
seats
we
get
measure
really
that?
hot.
I like fabric. I think Casey and I would agree with you. The cloth is better than leather.
No,
Thank you for
never.
speaking for KC.
Well,
Never.
we'd had this discussion before, had we not, Casey?
Yeah, but leather's
we
the
have.
only way.
I mean, if I like cloth.
It looks
Yeah.
super clean. The brake fluid is a little dark, but we
a
can bet.
little. Come
It's
on.
just right there.
Did we
I
do
know.
an little?
episode?
Come
It's just
on.
bad lighting. It's just
Episode that's
Yeah,
just
50
Oh,
around
let's see.
Look at that.
We need
Look at that cloth
independent
150.
judges on this show.
we
Look,
should
it
do
comes with all
episode
these
that's
extra
just-
parts.
The
all
challenge
owner's
is
manual.
only
brake
to find
fluid,
the
dark-
cleanest brake fluid.
But brake fluid is arguably more important on a manual because often that's the fluid they use for the clutch.
Yes,
right?
this one has a separate clutch reservoir though.
Oh, does it have a separate?
Yeah,
clutch
I
reservoir?
have-
That's just
I've-
disgusting brake fluid is what that is.
The clutch reservoir is right here, Casey. You see where my
Gotcha. Yeah,
finger
yeah.
is? That's
Oh
a
my
clutch
goodness.
reservoir. That's
Also disgusting. So,
well, the clutch one's not as critical, but you keep that one nice.
oh man. Huh.
But these are incredibly reliable cars. They're super easy to learn on. My technique for teaching people is to initially start them out in second gear so that they have to exaggerate it's easier to stall it in second gear. So they have to exaggerate letting the clutch out slowly, feeding it gas. And then once they get a feel for second gear, then I put them in first gear, and first gear feels really easy. And so
Mm.
I
that's- and you can-
accidentally once I was teaching someone and I was really confused why they were stalling so much. And then I realized like 10 minutes in that they were starting in third.
And I've taught people
There's your
that
instructor.
I've taught people that didn't even know the H pattern. Like they were like, how does this
Mm-hmm.
work? Is it just 1, 2, 3, like all the time? And I was like, no, it's not it. Look at the shift pattern. But anyway, so that's my choice. It's affordable, it's reliable, it's easy to learn on. And I think it'd be a lot of fun to own after you learn on it. And it's got one of the best shifter actions of any car ever made.
Maybe not with that aftermarket shifter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Because the real
knob.
shifter, the real shift knobs are super heavy in those Miatas though.
No, they're not. They're not
Yeah,
that
they-
weighted.
Yeah, they
I
are.
don't think so.
Go walk out to your garage that's 3,000 miles away in California and unscrew yours and feel it. They're super heavy.
All right. Well, we'll come back to that in a future episode. Okay. So we've come to the part of the show where we judge each other's picks and crown a winner. Mr. Colwell with the appropriately named Ram went first. I'm gonna give you a sideways.
If you can master driving that,
I
you
mean,
can
I'm gonna go
master anything.
sideways.
If you can
That's-
master,
I think you're gonna have to mark everything you killed, like on a Messerschmitt on the front fender. I think that'd be like 12 raccoons,
it's gonna be
2 people,
Miata,
a Miata,
TSX,
yes,
Yeah, you
4
can master- you can
lampposts,
master
in the
Civic
parking
SI.
lot.
All right, Mr. Huffman, did you give it a thumbs up or Pearley? Did you give it a thumbs up?
Thumbs down. It's
Oh, you did. Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. Who went next? Pearley, did you
Wait,
go?
hold on. He's got to vote.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Pick your-
Well, I can tell you right now, like I don't respond well to being called stupid. So
I didn't call you stupid. I called the choice stupid.
The choice that he made.
yeah. There's a
Look
fine
at
line
Joey.
there.
I'm not going to start beef. I'm going to escalate it when I can.
I'm just facilitating.
No, it's all right. It's all right. So learning
I
to
apologize.
drive
I apologize.
new car that's super boring.
What's it, don't I get to choose? Don't I get to choose the?
It's not.
He-
No.
Can't we
let
mute
him
him?
choose
He
his
has to
car.
choose.
Okay,
Let-
go on.
Come on, off road and on road.
No, it's between. I think it's between the 4Runner and the Miata. I think I'm gonna go with the.
He's boy. If you told me
4Runner.
like
I'm going
this,
with the 4Runner. I think the 4Runner's a better thing to learn on.
No.
Thank
It's so much more. My car would be so much. When you learn more about driving a stick, then you could heel toe downshift my car. You can.
You can heel toe downshift my truck.
You can heel toe downshift that 4Runner.
Of course you can,
And
but I mean, it's not going to be
off-road.
rewarding.
You can
like it
heel
is in
toe
Miata.
off road in my 4Runner.
When you nail a downshift in a Cummins, it's rewarding.
Look, I'll agree with that. Having driven several Cumminses, I will totally agree
The Cummins,
with
does that
that.
Cummins have a Jake brake on it? Does it have a Jake brake on it?
On his, we don't.
It
know.
doesn't have a real Jake brake, but it's got an exhaust brake. But they do that with variable vane in the turbo.
Okay.
It's of that generation.
Okay, Mr. Huffman,
SI, Civic SI.
you went next.
Oh, yeah, I'll give it.
That's a good choice. It's a solid choice.
Boring but solid.
Boring.
Yeah.
And you found $40,000.
That was a spite sideways. Just
Our relationship has lasted a long time, but it's time for it to end. And it's
Okay, Mr. Huffman.
I thought they were all pretty good choices. Putting the Ram aside, I liked everything else. So I would say that the Miata is a good choice. The TSX is a great car to have for a daily driver. And the Miata is fun, and the 4Runner is just glorious. But of the ones I think would be easy, I'd pick the TSX.
Okay.
Because TSX has the lowest amount of risk and the highest upside for that price.
How does my car have any risk?
And I was going to, how does a 4Runner not have upside? It's glorious.
just-
It's
You
glorious.
guys are just bitter.
As good as the 4Runner is, you know how much I love Toyota trucks. It's not for somebody who's just wanting to learn, who's going to be young. That's an intimidating truck to drive.
Who said they were young? Who said they were young? That wasn't in the challenge.
Yeah, they were 70.
I got to edit a state
This is
sale,
getting more
Pearly.
and more
I
specific.
got to teach Gertrude
Look,
Yeah.
how to drive the stick.
I can make a case for any of those three. I can make a case for any of them. But
Well, thank you for making a case for mine. Okay, my TSX.
Definite thumbs up. Amazing choice. Great job.
Yeah.
And a good example.
Yes.
Great example.
I am gonna also pick the 4Runner, and that I want to drive around in that with the rear window down. It'd be fun.
Thank you.
My entire top goes down.
And are we talking about the Miata or
So last time you're gonna
Just-
see these.
just making sure? That's why he's got the button shirt on. That's what that's for.
It's all Velcro underneath there.
No, I like Miatas, but I'm not an NA person.
So is
I
it what do you like NBs?
I like all the other ones more.
You
than
like the
NA,
NB more than the NA.
unfortunately.
Sometimes I don't know you at all.
I mean, I've driven the NA. I like the NA. I don't like the looks of it.
the one I think is underrated is the NC. I think that's the
Yeah,
one.
the NC is great.
NCs are cool. Okay, Mr. Ramsey with the pickup, the
4Runner.
Peterbilt.
And that.
Thumbs up for the Toyota.
Thumbs up for the 4Runner. It's a good
Thank
one.
you. I did not. I mean, the Ram is not a choice, but I like it. I did dig it. There were no bad choices on this episode, except the Miata is probably my least favorite. But because I was almost going to choose it myself, got to go with the TSX.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
So, with Jonathan, have you won already?
No, it's 2-2.
No, we're tied.
Yeah.
All right.
How did you not burn your vote?
Well, because
The
integrity.
integrity.
See, exactly. See, he doesn't even know the word. Look at him, wondering. Mr. Machiavelli down there, wondering.
Integrity. I am not an icon of integrity.
I was.
That's not really what this
Look,
show
I
is
did
about.
think about it. I'll admit that I did think about it because I did not want to leave this to Tony. But
Well,
All right,
Here we
super low mileage, Mazda Miata NA
I'll give you a
92.
thumbs up.
All right, everyone. No one voted for me, but I got thumbs up.
That's all you can do.
And then my
Welcome to the
favorite.
club.
I was going to say, Pearly lives there.
Burn the vote, Tony. You can have those two titles.
Don't.
Pearlie's the president of that HOA.
Exactly.
Really, what did you pick? Oh, you had the Civic Si. I'm going to give it to Joey. I like the TSX. You found a great example. It looked like a great deal. And that is
Yeah.
such a fun manual car to drive. That's a good
Yeah, I
one.
kind of want to
Totally.
go buy that.
You should.
Where
You
it
should
was.
totally. Winter's coming.
Where are you going to
Where
park
is
it?
it? Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, you don't have a
Also, I
bike now, so you need a car.
where-
Yeah.
Wait, I'm trying to figure out where this dealership is. Starfire
Jonathan, how's
Auto.
the Park Avenue running after that oil change I gave it?
I've never been happier.
Okay.
I mean, it just purrs.
Oh, it's in
Hers.
Santa Clarita.
Oh, it's just north of
Oh,
LA.
wow.
Yeah, it's near
Oh,
me.
no
I'll
wonder
go
it
get
looks so
I'll go
good.
pick it up for you if you want.
Go check it out. Yeah.
And it's a lifetime California car. You'd love that.
It's a nice car. It's a
Well, I
nice
don't know
car.
about if you love it in New
Did you
York.
sell all your cars, Joey?
No, I still have the GS.
Do you guys want to see what
Yeah,
I
but
bought
it's
in an
in
estate
Nashville.
sale?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not the dog. No, not the creature.
No, please.
Oh
We've
my
been over
God.
this already.
I thought we had to end this. Yeah, that's not a dog. I want you to find out what animal that is.
right,
Two
well,
animals.
Did you pay
Thanks-
money for
thanks.
that?
Whatve that?
Did you pay money for that?
Wait, I've just decided. I think the next window shop we need to do needs to be a Class 8 truck episode.
Thank you. Yes,
Count
please.
me out.
Please. Oh, what?
I think we should just do estate sales.
Just,
No, I think we should do a brake fluid only episode. We don't even show what the car is. We just look at
just
the
based on brake fluid.
That's brake fluid car.
And then later we reveal what the car with the best brake fluid was.
Well, since we have such great ideas, thank God the viewers send in also send in great ideas. So please like and subscribe and leave a comment if you want about what car you taught people to drive a manual on, what you learned to drive a manual on. And we will see you all next week.
Oh, I also did want to say I think Pearley's GTI from last week would have been great as well to learn a manual on.
Yeah,
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
It's not as good shifters the Hondas though.
No, true. But I mean, 40 years old.
Yeah,
True.
True.
All right.
Again, I don't think you don't want shifting perfection when you're teaching.
Yes, you do.
Exactly. No.
You want something
I'm
a
with
little- you
Casey.
want
Right
something
back
a little
in.
I
off.
want to rubber.
The 200 horsepower 6-speed Acura TSX. It defies more than just convention.